In the following clip, a man is closing from work when things switch from ordinary to downright creepy. Have a look.
Okay, so I'm here at work. Bro, I'm telling you, you heard that, right? I'm closing. And I'm like hearing stuff, bro. I'm like closing right now, and I'm hearing, bro, come on, man. Nobody's in here. I'm literally closing. Yo. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been like really active here lately. Just wanted to show you guys.
He believes he's dealing with a mimic spirit, and this isn't the first strange thing he's noticed. A few nights before this, he heard someone calling his name from the hallway when he was completely alone in the building. Another time, the office printer started running by itself after midnight, spitting out blank pages one after another. And sometimes he'd hear footsteps behind him, slow, steady, only to turn around and find no one there. It's like something there likes pretending to be people, copying their voices, footsteps, and movements, almost as if it's trying to blend in. Some say it's an echo from another time, the energy of those who once worked there replaying itself like a loop. Others think it's nothing supernatural at all, just the old building settling and playing tricks on the mind. But whatever it is, he's convinced something's in there with him, and now he's hoping to capture more evidence on camera, but until he posts an update, this one remains unsolved. In this next video, a man wakes up around 3 in the morning, only to find himself dealing with the same unexplainable thing that's been happening for nights now. Watch this.
Итак, время 2:30. Ночи, ясно, понятно. Какая-то хуйня долбит мне в окно. Но только там, блядь, никого нету. Не знаю, отсюда видно, не видно. Вот, никого нет. Жутко, что пиздец нахуй. Все, блядь, я под одеяло.
The sound seems to be coming from the window, like someone is standing right outside, gently knocking to get in. But when he checks, there's no one there. No footsteps, no shadows, nothing. He's ruled out the wind, because on some nights, it's completely still outside. He's ruled out tree branches, because there are no trees near that side of the house. And even animals don't make sense, because the sound is too rhythmic, too human, almost like someone's deliberately trying to get his attention. So he keeps recording, hoping to catch something that would explain it. But every new recording turns out more terrifying than the last. Have a look.
Пожалуйста. Дай долбёжку в окно. Продолжается уже месяца 3. Примерно каждые 2 недели.
It's not just knocking anymore, the window literally starts to vibrate, like something is pressing against it from the other side. You can hear the faint rattle of the frame, and it's enough to shake anyone's nerves. He says it feels like whoever, or whatever, is out there is growing impatient. He's even checked with his neighbors, asking if maybe they were up at odd hours doing repairs or hammering something that could cause vibrations. Some even suggested maybe it was plumbing work or heavy movement in the pipes behind the wall. But when he asked around, every single neighbor said the same thing. And the worst thing was that they didn't hear anything. No noise, no vibrations, nothing. That's when things started getting really strange, because if they couldn't hear it, then whatever or whoever was causing all these was after him. He decided to leave the house for a while just to see if the activity would continue while he was away. But before leaving, he set up a small camera in his room facing the window, and when he checked the footage later that night, this is what he saw. Now, it's no longer the window he has to worry about, it's the wardrobe. When he returned home, his whole apartment was a mess, and the wardrobe was closed like nothing had happened. He decided to clear everything out, but that wasn't even close to the solution he needed. Watch this.
Время 2:30 ночи. А мы только начинаем веселиться. Проснулся от стука из шкафа. А это одна сторона, левая дверца, слегка приоткрывается и стучит. Не знаю, видно, не видно.
Some say it's just airflow or pressure changes in old houses that can make doors move. But others think whatever was outside the window that night may have finally made its way in, and now it's decided to stay. He's still recording, hoping to catch more clues, but so far, all it's done is raise more questions. So what do you think? Is it something that can be explained, or did something actually cross over? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, this next clip touches on something both paranormal believers and skeptics can never seem to agree on: whether children can actually see things that adults can't. Some people say kids are just more open and sensitive to the unseen because they haven't learned to block it out yet. Others believe it's all imagination, that children create invisible friends and figures to cope, play, or express emotions they can't explain. And honestly, both sides have their points, which is probably why this debate never really ends. But the woman in this next clip would definitely disagree with the skeptics. According to her, what she witnessed was far from imaginary. Have a look.
大きいお姉ちゃん？
ね、今、お姉ちゃんがいないのって言ってるわ。パパもパパも。ね、お姉ちゃんなんで泣いてんの？ね、こっちクマさんなのになんで泣いてんの？アパも来てるの？ね、アパもこっちあれ泣いてないの？なんで泣いてるの？
いいお姉ちゃん怖い。
お姉ちゃんに聞いてる
もういい。お姉ちゃん怖いから。
お姉ちゃん怖くないって。
ほら。
お姉ちゃん怖くないの？お姉ちゃん怖くないから。怖くないよ、お姉ちゃんは。
オッケ
お姉ちゃん、こっち来たよ。
いいよ、ちゃんちゃんこっちおいで。
違う！
おいで。
お姉ちゃん来たから怖くないの！
ちゃんちゃん来て。
Her little girl was absolutely convinced that her big sister was there, and when no one believed her, you can see how frustrated she became. Like, she couldn't understand why they couldn't see what she was seeing. What makes it even more unsettling is that the family actually lost their older daughter not too long ago. They've always brushed off the younger one's conversations, her laughter, her moments of play with someone they couldn't see. But now, after what happened on this day, they're not so sure anymore. They say they feel both comforted and terrified, comforted by the thought that their little girl's sister might still be close, but scared that whatever's in that house might not really be her. Now they're looking for answers, how to find out what exactly is there, and how to make it stop if it isn't who they hope it is. But could this really be her sister's spirit, or something pretending to be? You decide. You might remember Dustin from some of our previous videos, the guy who seems to have something following him no matter where he goes. He's had so many strange experiences that people are starting to think something might actually be attached to him. Well, this time it happened again. He had just gotten home and was about to step out of his car when this happened.
Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching Scooby-Doo. You know, it has been storming on and off all night. You can see there is nothing standing over here, right? But look. What the? Like, this is me. Like, the satellite went out because of the storms. So it wasn't working on the TV anyways. And like, but there's nothing there. And like, I turned.
Now, if you listen closely, right after he starts wondering if the owl sounds he's hearing are even real, there's a faint whisper that says, "Get out." A lot of people in the comments caught it too, and that's when the theories started flying again. Some think it's connected to whatever's been haunting him all along, while others say it could be a spirit trying to warn him. But the truth is, no one, not even Dustin himself, has been able to figure out what's really going on or why these encounters keep happening to him specifically. And until he finally gets some answers, these moments just keep getting creepier. In this next clip, the popular ghost hunter Ian is at it again, but this time, his curiosity leads him straight into one of the creepiest places he's ever explored, the old Berlin tannery factory. Locals say the factory is haunted by a little ghost girl named Megan, often seen darting through the dark corridors at night. But that's not even the worst part. The most unsettling story tied to this place is about a spirit they call the Toucher. Visitors claim it scratches, grabs, or even brushes against them when they're alone, and Ian was about to experience that firsthand. When he arrived at the factory, he made his way down into the basement, and at first, everything seemed fine, until this happened.
Whoa. Oh my god. I heard a noise over there, and of course, it's gotta be nearby all the scary mannequins. Oh god. Looks like a congregation over there. Like a cult gathering. Did someone just make a noise over here? I swear to God, I just heard you. Man, if one of these freaking things moves, I'm done. I'm out of here. Oh wow, they even got Wizard of Oz theme over there. If there's anyone over here, could you? What the hell was that? It sounded like something moved over here.
Something about those mannequins didn't feel right, and it wasn't just the way they looked. Ian said he could feel something in the room with him, and just when he started convincing himself it was all in his head, what he feared most actually happened. Watch this.
No. Oh. Dude. That thing just freaking started rocking. Oh, no. Are you freaking serious? It had to be like one of the freakiest looking ones too. It looks freaking demented. Oh God. One of the ones back there moved. I freaking just heard that. Are these mannequins possessed? She just moved. She more than moved. She slid forward.
This is easily one of the freakiest things he's ever captured, and judging by his reaction, even Ian knew he wasn't alone down there. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. This first video was recorded by a nurse back in 2019, inside a care center when a resident specifically asked her to film while cleansing a room they called the death room. The idea was simple: show the others there was nothing spooky about it so they'd finally stop being scared to go in. But in the end, the video never got used. And after you see what she caught, you'll understand why. Have a look.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and a window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
This room already had a pretty dark history. A lot of residents had passed away in here, and weirdly, people say whenever someone stays in this room, they either get really sick or pass away within a month or two. On top of that, staff have talked about strange noises, sudden cold spots, even objects moving when no one's near them. No wonder the seniors started calling it the death room. And if you look closely at the footage, you'll notice the rosary suddenly moved, but not in a gentle sway. It snaps upward, like someone actually yanked it. Sure, you could say maybe the woman moved her arm and made it shift, but in the clip her body doesn't move at all. Which is exactly why, even today, nobody wants to stay in that room, and this one still has people wondering, what really happened here? In this next clip, two roommates were woken up in the middle of the night by the sound of things scattering in the kitchen. Now, this wasn't the first time they'd heard it, so instead of just brushing it off, they grabbed a camera and went to check it out. But here's the strange part. By the time they walked into the kitchen, everything was dead quiet. No clattering, no movement, nothing. And just like every other time this had happened, they figured it was probably a rat. Until this happened.
Experiencia paranormal enviada por suscriptor.
Hermano, están penando brígido. Pues ojalá pase de nuevo, weón. Mueve el vaso. Por favor. Te desafío a que muevas el vaso. ¿Puedes mover el vaso? ¡Conche tu madre!
After seeing that, they started piecing together all the other weird moments they'd had in the apartment. Glasses shifting on their own, utensils clinking when no one was near the counter, even hearing what sounded like faint footsteps when they were the only ones home. Now, some people tried to debunk this one by saying maybe there was soap in the sink that made the glass slide. But if you listen closely, you can hear it scraping along the bottom. And if it had been soap, it wouldn't have made that sound. So what do you think? Did they jump to conclusions too fast, or was this one actually paranormal? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Now, in this next clip, a woman named Kyla was walking home late at night with a friend when they noticed something strange up ahead. Watch.
God made me feel suspicious about a woman being trapped in there.
You think somebody's trapped in there? You think they're saying SOS?
Yeah, like help me. I don't want to be.
But it stopped when I walked down there. What happens if I walk down there? I'm gonna walk down there. I'm gonna walk down there. What's gonna happen if I walk down here?
Hi, Kyla, come
on! Still nothing. Jesse! It stopped! Jesse, it stopped! Jesse, it stopped! Okay. Light. Oh!
The light kept blinking, almost like it was signaling for help. But here's the creepy part. When Kyla got close enough, it stopped. Some people argue this isn't paranormal at all. They say it could have been faulty, and honestly, they make sense. But others swear it felt too intentional to be random, almost like someone or something was trying to get her attention. The way the light blinked steadily, almost in rhythm, before shutting off the second she walked closer, it felt more like a response than an accident, almost like something wanted her to see it, but not get too close. So is this just a case of bad wiring, or did Kyla stumble across something she was never meant to see? You decide. What do you do when your own home, your safe place, starts acting like the enemy? That's exactly what Jorge, the guy in this next video, is dealing with. He tried everything he was told to do. Pray more, show no fear. In the name of Jesus, claim authority over this house, they told him. And that's exactly what he did. Jorge prayed aloud, he read scripture, He kept up the rituals the way he'd been told. At first, it seemed like it worked. The noise would die down, the house would go quiet, like someone had pressed pause. But that silence never lasted long. It got almost too quiet, like the calm right before something bad happens. And then, when he least expected it, something would happen. Watch this.
Yo, I just woke up. Oh, there's this. There's this. Shit. The f. Oh shit. Oh f. There's something going on out there. There's something walking around. Oh, fuck. There's something clear up there. It looks like it's approaching this way. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! What the fuck? Oh fuck!
This became almost traumatizing for him because most of the activity hits while he's sleeping. He woke up some nights with scratches on his arms, objects moved, a dark pressure in the room, and most times he wished it was a nightmare, but it wasn't. This clip is from one of those rare nights he had a GoPro rolling, and he says this time felt different. He describes the air like it was thick and charged, heavy enough that it felt like it could press you to the floor. He says it didn't feel like something passing through, it felt like something staying, watching, waiting to do harm. After years of just having to deal with the feeling alone, he hears them every day now. And the worst part is, he's starting to wonder if his prayers actually did anything, or if they somehow made things worse. So, what do you think? Did his faith push it away, or pull it closer? I'll leave that one up to you. Now, this next video was filmed by a man who had just moved into what he thought was his dream home. He loved the layout, the interior design, the whole vibe of the place, but as the saying goes, not all that glitters is gold. For months, he began noticing strange things happening inside the house. Not just the usual flickering lights or the occasional creak in the floorboards, we're talking about subtle, unnerving things, like his furniture being slightly shifted when he returned from work, picture frames tilting on their own even after he straightened them, and sometimes the faint smell of cigarette smoke in rooms where no one had ever smoked. It wasn't overwhelming, but it was just enough to make him feel like he was never alone. Finally, after ignoring it for long enough, he decided to show people what he was dealing with. Take a look.
Right, I'm going to record it because I've had a couple of bangs now. The last one was quite violent and it came from upstairs. And it sounded like a door being shut. And I know you don't believe me when I'm here. Oh, bathroom light's on. Oh, and our door is shut, look. So, yeah. Huh. What's that doing on and why? Alright. Oscar? Oscar? Are you in here? Is that you? Oscar? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, whoa. You? What the fuck? Oscar? Whoa. Right. Hello? Oh, this is horrible. Oh, I'm fucking sweating. There's nothing in here. You can't get anything in here anyway, as you know. There's so much crap in there. This is just fucking shit.
After posting this, most viewers couldn't even blame his cat Oscar for going completely MIA. The poor cat was probably tucked away in some dark corner, refusing to keep up with the constant chaos. Animals are supposed to have sharp instincts, and if even the cat didn't want to be around, you know something's off. But then things got worse.
Alexa, stop. Why'd that just come on? To show you the time, we just ended a live Sunday night. Literally just ended a live, and as soon as we ended, that came on.
Appliances started malfunctioning. His microwave would turn itself on in the middle of the night. His TV would change channels like someone had the remote, even though it was sitting untouched on the couch. And his smart speaker, that thing started answering questions he never even asked. Then, one night, this happened. Eventually, he decided to set up cameras around the house so he wouldn't have to rely on carrying his phone every time something happened. At least this way, he could catch the activity even while he slept. And that's when things took a turn for the worse. In the middle of the night, his bedroom door creaked open, slowly, like someone was sneaking in. And if you listen closely, you can hear what sounds like a faint voice whispering, "Shh." That was enough to leave him rattled. Whatever's going on in that house isn't just random, it feels deliberate. And now he's stuck asking himself the same question every night. Is he living with a restless spirit or something far darker that's already made itself at home? Either way, he still doesn't have an answer. So, like so many other videos, this one remains unresolved. The following video is about a guy named Kyle who has refused to leave his house despite overwhelming proof that it's haunted. One time it's aggressive bangs echoing from the attic, another time it's disembodied voices whispering from his crawl space, but now it's happening right inside his living room. Watch this.
Yo, I swear I just heard footsteps in here. Like three times now. It just happened again. Listen. What the heck? And a voice this time. Holy shoot. Tell me you heard that. I don't know if my camera picked it up or not. What the heck? I don't know. What the fuck? Oh my god. Yo. What the heck? Did you hear that?
Some people claimed they could hear a whining sound, others swore it was a child's voice. And more terrifying, several viewers pointed out the presence of a shadow. Now, here's where things get controversial. Some speculated that this shadow could mean he's dealing with a demon, but others quickly disagreed, saying demons don't cast shadows because they're not of this world. On the flip side, some argue that shadows could actually be their way of manifesting, proving their existence by leaving just enough of a trace in our reality. So, which side are you on? Was this really a demon showing itself, or something else entirely? Now, in this next clip, a woman named Hannah is trying to solve one of the biggest puzzles she's had to deal with since having her baby girl, the unseen person her daughter calls her friend. You see, when you're a new mother, there are so many things you worry about. Why isn't she sleeping through the night? Is that rash something serious? Why won't she eat? And for every concern, there's always somewhere to turn. Doctors, family, friends, even the internet. But this is different. Because how do you explain your child talking to someone you can't see without being called overreactive, or worse, people labeling her daughter as strange? One evening, Hannah decided it was high time she came to the root of things. Watch this.
You hold the camera, and all you have to do with this is you walk it around because it's taking a video. So you don't need to snap any pictures, you can walk it around. Do you know if Joe's down here?
Joe's right there sitting.
He's right there sitting?
Yeah.
Can you tilt the camera, see if you can get him on the video?
Yeah.
Is he still in the chair?
This is where he sleeps. He left his left hand.
He sleeps down here?
Yeah, I can't see him because he left his left hand.
He's asleep.
No, you can't sit down there. This is not a bed. That is a bed. John said that this is a bed or his friend's bed.
Oh.
But he doesn't see you.
He doesn't see you?
No, he doesn't see me for a long time. He doesn't see me for millions, hundreds times. He just sees me sometimes.
He just sees you sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you think Joe has anything under the house?
Mama says something that's on here. Does it? It's a little breeze.
Just a little breeze?
But he doesn't play with the balloon.
He doesn't play with the balloon.
I don't put it on the cat if he wants to play. Not John.
What spooked her most was when Hazel, her little girl, casually said his friends sleep there. So now it wasn't just one unseen presence in her home, it was more than one. And many who saw this clip were quick to point out something else. The camera glitched the exact moment it was pointed at the chair, and again when Hazel peeked under it. Some say that's no coincidence, that electronic devices can distort or glitch when directed at a spirit. Others argue it could just be signal interference, poor connection, or even a lens error. But in this case, the timing was just too perfect. Things only got creepier from there. One night, while putting Hazel to bed, Hannah brought up Joe again, hoping to gather new details that might piece the puzzle together. By this time, she had already uncovered the last names of the children of the home's previous owner, and she wanted to see if by any chance Joe's last name would match up. What happened next shocked her.
It's Joe's birthday. It's downstairs.
It's Joe's birthday downstairs.
Yeah. That's Joe's birthday. You like flowers. Did you like the flower?
He likes
little
flowers.
And big flowers.
Joe likes flowers.
And he likes like he likes saying that with the flowers and he said
Oh, does he make silly jokes?
Yeah.
Do you know what Joe's last name is?
Joe.
His last name is Joe? Is that? Does he have a different name?
Yeah. He has a different name called E and R and P, and he passes that letter and that picture.
Little Hazel, who can barely spell her own name, began spelling Joe's last name, and she got 5 out of the 7 letters correct. Hannah says she still can't get over it. She's chosen not to share the name publicly out of respect for the family, but the fact remains, her daughter should never have known that. For a while, Hazel and Joe's interactions seemed harmless, even friendly, but then came a plot twist Hannah did not expect. One night, downstairs, Hannah pulled out a book about being nervous, and right there, Hazel casually said, "Joe gets nervous sometimes." When asked why, Hazel responded, "Joe gets nervous when John comes around." But who's John? And how did another figure suddenly enter the story? Watch this.
He's the person that really mean to me.
He's really mean to you. Where does he live?
He lives next to Joe's house. But don't listen to them anymore.
Okay.
At this point, Hannah began talking about saging the house. As she puts it, she already has enough drama in her life without dealing with a ghost, let alone 2 ghosts with their own unresolved beef. She even painted a chilling scenario. Imagine hating your neighbor while you're alive, then both of you die, and you're stuck living next to each other again in the afterlife. But it didn't stop at ghostly drama. Soon after, strange things started happening in the house itself. One day, while in the workshop that had been built by the home's previous owner, Hannah captured something creepy. Have a look.
So I'm going to quickly finish before I get out. The one other thing up here that is his is this box. And my husband stacked all of our stuff on top of it, so I can't. It's too heavy for me to open it. I think from memory there wasn't anything in here. And that just says Peninsula and Oriental Steam Navigation. And there's some like old ripped up stickers on there, but I might have more of a look later. When my husband is here, I'm going to get him to come down with me because I'm getting a little bit freaked out. So that is the workshop tour. Nothing that I've found so far with any names on it, but I will keep looking. Oh, what was that? Okay, I'm hearing noises now, so I'm going to get out. Goodbye.
So, let me put it to you. If you were in Hannah's shoes, how would you handle this? Would you pack your bags, call in help, or try to coexist with Joe and John? Now, in this next clip, a lady caught something she's still trying to make sense of on camera. Watch this. If you look closely at the upper left corner, something seems to be peeking or moving before it disappears completely. And apparently, before she captured this moment, she had already been dealing with a string of odd occurrences around her home, like the unsettling feeling of being watched when she was completely alone. Some nights she even reported hearing faint footsteps in the hallway when no one else was awake. So when this figure appeared in the corner of her video, many people pieced it together as further proof that whatever's been lurking in her house finally showed itself. So was this a ghost manifesting in plain sight, or something else entirely? I'll let you be the judge on this one. In this next clip, a lady named Gigi went to visit her parents but had to wait for them to return from the mall. While she was waiting, she suddenly felt uneasy. Then this happened.
It keeps going up just a little at a time. I go in the kitchen and do some more stuff. Lysol. I wiped them and now I'm Lysoling them. Come on. Move the chair again. I told you. Told you. I am in the kitchen. I'm nowhere near that chair. I should be used to this stuff, but it's a little weird. Mom, is that you? Okay, I'm just shaking. It's okay. Totally okay.
She quickly remembered her parents saying they had recently gotten this chair, but she wasn't sure if it even came with a remote. One thing she knew for certain though was that she didn't have any remote with her and she was completely alone in the house. And as you see in the video, she sprayed some Lysol around the house. Some viewers speculated that she was trying to cleanse or sanitize the space, believing Lysol could purge bad energy the same way it clears germs. Others, however, were quick to dismiss this idea, saying that Lysol has no spiritual properties and that if anything was in the house, a spray bottle of disinfectant wouldn't stand a chance against it. This next footage was captured at the school hospital Universitario in Honduras, a place long rumored to be haunted by the spirit of a doctor who tragically took his own life within its walls. Many believe his restless presence still roams the hospital's dim corridors, and sightings have been reported so often that staff began filming whenever they sensed something was near. Watch this. This eerie recording quickly spread beyond the hospital walls, fueling stories that the doctor's ghost has become a permanent resident of the building. Some claim he's been seen pacing the halls, while others insist he flickers the lights or even appears in patient rooms late at night. Whether this is evidence of a true haunting or simply folklore that's taken on a life of its own, one thing is certain: it has captured the imagination of many, and this hospital's reputation as one of Honduras's most haunted places only continues to grow. This next clip follows Dustin Frazier, who's long suspected that something or someone is attached to him, Strange noises in his house when he's alone, doors closing on their own, even waking up at night with the chilling sense that something was hovering right by his bed. But one evening, Dustin wasn't even home. Yet this happened. Watch closely.
Pool is looking a little green, if you ask me, but I mean, to be fair, like the season's almost over, so let's check this one. Shoot good. Hot tip.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear a faint whisper, and then a dark figure appears standing directly behind him. So, was that the proof Dustin needed that there's a spirit following him, or is there another explanation we're missing? Now, this next clip was recorded by a ghost hunter named Ian, who visited the secluded Timberlake Road, a stretch of darkness in Minnesota, whispered to be one of the most haunted roads in the entire state. According to local legend, a family who once lived along this road fell gravely ill. The mother, desperate to save them, left for town to find food and medicine, but when she returned, it was already too late. They were all gone. Grief-stricken, she ended her own life on Timberlake Road. Some say her spirit is still there to this day, pale, restless, and wandering the roadside at night. Others speak of the small cemetery nearby where ghostly children have been spotted playing among the stones. And that's exactly where Ian began his exploration around 10 p.m., when he suddenly captured something terrifying on camera. Watch closely.
I don't see anything over here. And honestly, it's gone completely quiet. Oh my God! Okay, time to go. Oh my God, what the was that? Stop. Holy shit. That literally looked like a freaking dark figure darting across the freaking road. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Dude, it was freaking scary, whatever it was. It was like a freaking black mass, real low to the ground, and just freaking boom, right across that freaking road. God damn, I nearly crapped my pants.
Ian still doesn't know what that was, but he can't get past the feeling that it had been watching him the entire time. For more haunting videos, including more from Ian, make sure to subscribe to the channel now. The following video was captured by Sammy's mom on a weekend, hours after she had just finished decorating the house for the little family get-together they were hosting. Sammy wasn't back from a few errands she was sent when her mom called her on the phone saying some strange things were happening in the house. Sammy told her to record whatever it was, and this is what she sent.
Okay, I look over and I see this. Now it's slowing down. There's nobody around playing with the chords. And it's still moving. Ever so slightly.
The hallway lights were moving in a slow, deliberate rhythm, and there were no open windows, no vents, and nothing else in the room was moving. It was as if something had chosen the lights to make itself known, and this kind of isolated movement, especially electrical fixtures, can indicate the presence of an energy trying to manifest itself. By the next morning, Sammy was alone in the house, and it was her turn to experience what had now become a terrifying pattern.
So I'm here by myself, and I'm hearing like weird noises. That noise that you just heard is my dog down there. But I'm hearing like whispering and like things moving around about in that direction. I don't know. My dog's ears are up because I think he can hear it too. Okay, I have no clue what that was. Is that you making that noise? No? Okay. What? I have no clue what is going on.
It started with a soft voice, distant but steady. Then it sounded like someone was humming and whispering. The truth is, hearing voices is disturbing on its own, but when the family dog reacts and starts staring into corners with ears perked and tail down, it's never a good sign, and usually means one thing: something's really there. A few days later, it escalated.
So I decided to visit my best friend after work today, and I got here before they did. And there's literally, I walked in here and like something started knocking on the back door back there. You can hear it. Stop! Now, okay, so you might think it might be the neighbor or something, or like a dog or something at the door, but look. We're on the second floor. And there's like literally nobody. There's like nobody here. And I'm by myself.
Their first experience was with light, then voices, and now knocks. In many cases, these knocks aren't just noises, but intentional communications, a way of letting you know you're not alone. At this point, people Sammy had shared the videos with urged her to sage the home, because spirits like this tend to feed off fear and attention, and the more you acknowledge them, the stronger they get, and they were right. A few nights later, she heard a sound like someone crying inside the small storage room, but when she got closer, it stopped, and she caught this on camera. After this strange activity, a new theory began to surface. A lot of people started voicing their opinions, saying maybe it wasn't just the house, but the spirit was attached to Sammy herself. She wasn't ready to believe it, but after visiting a friend's home to get a break from the chaos, something unsettling happened there too.
So, I just recorded a video in my bathroom about the situation that happened the other day about the shower curtain. And little disclaimer here before I show you that. This is the only light switch for this bathroom. Like, there's no light switch out here on the wall or over there. There's no other light switch. This is the only one for this bathroom. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. Hey guys, back in the bathroom again. So as you saw in the video the other day, something happened with the shower curtain. So we're gonna have a look at it and see if there's anything in the shower. It's a fine day. So we looked in here last time and there wasn't.
This was a completely different location, and at this point, Sammy wasn't only thinking about cleansing her house, because if the spirit is really attached to her, she needs to find a solution to that as well. This was certainly a case of attachment haunting, when a spirit forms a connection to a person rather than a place. Most times, it starts with environmental activity, but when the person leaves and the entity follows, it becomes something much more serious. Before leaving her friend's place, Sammy sent her footage to a ghost hunter for a full review, and he confirmed that those comments might be more than just speculation. We can only hope she gets the help she needs before the spirit makes its next move. This next clip is about a single mother named Sydney who lived with her young son in a house that is over 100 years old. From the moment they moved in, Sydney sensed something wasn't quite right, and this wasn't just creaky floors or flickering lights. There were nights when she'd walk into her son's room and find dirt and soot scattered in perfect circles on the floor. Once, she even discovered a pair of muddy handprints on the ceiling above his bed, handprints too small for an adult, but with 6 fingers. But the most unsettling thing was that, at least twice, she walked into her son's room and found every single toy positioned upright, all facing the same direction toward the hallway, as if waiting for something. After a few days, the activity stopped and things felt normal again, so Sydney went back to taking night shifts while her sister came over to babysit. One night, her sister and her son were curled up on the couch watching SpongeBob when this happened.
SpongeBob night.
SpongeBob off.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now. What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
The empty rocking chair suddenly began to swing back and forth like someone was sitting there, enjoying the show. And you know the saying, you should never leave a rocking chair empty, because doing so is an invitation spirits rarely turn down. Sydney's sister contacted her immediately, and she told her sister to grab her son and head straight to a friend's house nearby. There was no way she was letting them spend the night alone in that place. The next day was a Friday, so Sydney decided to stay with her son, and this time she set up a camera in the living room. This is what she caught. In old houses that are already layered with so much time and energy, spirits don't just exist, they compete, so throwing things could be a warning, a tantrum, a demand for space, or worse, a sign they're becoming stronger. After reviewing the footage, Sydney contacted a professional ghost hunter who arrived the next day. And what he sensed wasn't just a single entity, not even 2. There were 7 distinct spirits in that house. Some restless, some angry, and some, he said, didn't even know they were dead. Cleansing a house with that much activity won't be easy. In fact, experts say that in older buildings, spirits often resist being forced out. Some return, some retaliate, and some never leave at all. We wish her luck. The following clip is about Emma, a simple lady who had been disturbed for weeks with strange noises, shadows where there shouldn't be, and a lingering sense that something was always just behind her. Coincidentally, it all seemed to start after her sister moved out of the house, leaving something behind, a Ouija board. Ever since then, Emma's home has felt off, like someone else or something else moved in. Now she's asking for help. not just to stop the haunting, but to understand what exactly she's living with, because what she's been experiencing so far, it's not normal. One of the most chilling things Emma talks about is the mimicking activity. She says she hears her daughter calling out to her, sometimes from the bathroom, sometimes from the stairs, but when she checks, her daughter isn't even home. This is a paranormal activity often linked to malevolent entities. You see, spirits capable of copying voices often do it to draw people in, break their guard, or cause confusion and fear. One day, Emma was able to capture this on camera.
You guys, I'm freaking out. Okay, my son is gone. He's not home. He's at a party. Yeah, I know, I look like shit. I don't care. I just got woken up. There's been a mimic here for a couple weeks. When my daughter's not here, I hear her say my name, and she's not there. I ignore it because I know it's a mimic. I have seen it on here. My daughter's home, but my son's not home. My son is the only one that lives upstairs. The only one upstairs. All night since he's been gone, I keep hearing, like, the door close. Like, it'll just shut. But sorry. So anyway, so my son's not home, but I keep hearing the door shut. But there's nobody up there. There's nobody up there. I'm going to see if I could try to... And let me take you guys... I'll take you guys up there and show you there's nobody up there. But let's see if we can catch it. I'm so scared. Normally I don't get scared, but hearing the door close like a freaking human is up there, and I already went up there once and I checked and nobody or nothing was up there. So I went up there and I checked all the rooms and in the attic, and there's nobody up there, but I keep hearing his bedroom door close, or like somebody's walking up there, but he's not here. I don't know what my dog's barking at. But I hope we catch it on camera because this is freaking creeping me out. The stairs right now. Did you hear that? It sounds like somebody's walking up there. Bro, my eyes are watering. This is scaring me. Hold on. Oh my god, as soon as I stopped it, I heard it. I know you guys heard that. I hope I caught that. Did you hear it? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna turn. Look, nobody's up here. Oh my god. Look at his door is closed. Oh my god. Nope. 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 I gotta tell my daughter, boo-boo. Oh my god. There's water in my eyes. Oh my god. Why does it sound like... And I recorded it. It sounds like somebody's in your brother's room. And I went up there to show that the door was closed. Tell me why his door opened when I went up there. I swear. I ran down here by myself. I'm recording it. Come up there with me to show them nobody's here. Oh my god. That made my eyes water, you guys. I showed it on camera. My son is not home. I'm not going to stop the recording just so I can show you guys. That's scary. I know, I ran down here. I ran down here so fast. Okay. Oh my god, that scared me. And it sounds like somebody's walking around up there, and I got it on recording. Yes, hold on. Look at his door is moving. Okay, we're gonna go up there and I'm gonna show you guys nobody is in his room. He is not here. turn your flashlight on. Oh my God. Hurry up, man. Come up here so you can point it to show nobody's in the room. Look. Look. Nobody's in here. Nobody.
Look, even Pixie.
You guys literally, you seen that in real time with me. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. Oh no. I told you guys. And there's been that mimic. And my daughter has heard it when I'm not here. It says my name, or it says her name in my voice when I'm not here. And it says my name in her voice when I'm not here. And, or when she's not here. And now that's happening. Look at my dog. Oh, fuck no, fuck no. Fuck, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not coming under the side of the house no more. Oh my God.
In the paranormal world, doors don't just shut for no reason because spirits are believed to manipulate energy, using it to isolate or intimidate. This was especially terrifying for Emma because there were no windows open, no fans, no one else in the room, and the footsteps only made things worse. Emma also noticed her dog was always staring at the attic door every single night, so she took a phone and went there.
Okay, I gotta show you guys this too. So that video of, I'm telling you my house is haunted. Look, up here, there's the attic. I hear noises up there in my room, and so does my dog. Look, there's my dog. Okay, hold on. He's been doing this crazy thing lately. Look. Like he hears something up there. Come on, you guys. Like, there's nothing in my attic. I've shown you guys this in videos in the past, but he's going crazy. Like, look, he even broke my TV recently because he fell onto it. But it's like he's hearing stuff in the attic, and he's like whining at it and barking, and he's jumping up at my light to get to whatever's in the freaking attic. He broke this piece off. So this piece was part of that. And because he's been hearing whatever he's been hearing the past like week or two in the attic, he's going crazy and jumping up at it. He ended up pulling this down, but that's what he keeps doing. I'm so glad I caught it on camera. I'm so glad. Like this, like I just got home. I've been at my daughter's the past couple days because of it. But like, look at him. He's going crazy over whatever he is hearing up there. Okay, I'm going to take you up there and show you. There's nothing and nobody in there. So why is my dog freaking out? All of this stuff happening is freaking me out. Hold on. All right, so let me show you guys. So this is the stairs, right? It leads down the stairs. Okay, that is our spare room. That's our attic. This is my son's room that was happening in when he wasn't in there. But now that he's home, it's happening in the attic. I'm not gonna stop it, but I'm gonna show you guys. Watch. That's how we keep the attic closed. Scared. All right. I have the chills. I don't know if you can see, but I have the chills so bad. I hate coming up here. This is my attic. Okay. Over there, that is my bedroom. That long heater thing, that's the heater that divides my bedroom and the dining room. That's where my dog is hearing something. And when he hears it, he's jumping up and going crazy, and it sounds like footprints, just like what was in my son's room the other day. It sounds like there's someone up here like walking around, because you can hear like, see on the board. And then my dog will hear it, and my dog will go crazy. As you can see, it just happened, and my dog was just going crazy. I'm closing that. I do not like being in here ever since this has been happening. So, as I said, and then that's the spare room. The other day, that door opened, and this door is not easy to open. Like, it has a lock and everything. And the only thing in here is our dragon's tank and a bed. The paint is messed up. I know my niece lived in here. She started repainting it, and then they moved out, and now that's what it looks like. But so that's all that's up here, and all these doors are always closed. I told my son, I showed him the video of what was going on in his room the other night, and he even said that his door sometimes would just open out of nowhere, and he was wondering why. And he has been hearing things too, which I never knew because he never said anything to me until recently. So we're all hearing this. at the house. I need to cleanse this house or something because I cannot be here much longer with this. Neither can my kids. Like, we're getting so scared of being here.
Now it's one thing to hear things, it's another thing when your kids start hearing the same voice calling them from different corners of the house. It got worse when her son showed her marks on his back with no idea how those marks got there. She also continued dealing with doors closing upstairs when no one's up there and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. Even when she's alone, at this point, Emma didn't feel safe anymore. Not for her, not for her kids, not even for her dog. She reached out to their family priest, and thankfully, she now has a date set for a full spiritual cleansing. Based on the voice mimicry, the door movement, the scary marks, and the dog's constant reaction to a specific spot in the house, I strongly suspect this is more than just a spirit, it's a demon. The following video was captured by a woman named Carrie Ann, a mother who has known since the earliest days that her daughter was different. It started when her daughter was just a few weeks old. Carrie would find her staring into corners, giggling, or waving at things no one else could see. Carrie assumed it was nothing but the usual baby behavior until her daughter started describing people who weren't there, people who had been dead for years. At first, it frightened her, but after a while, she began to accept it and became convinced her daughter wasn't just seeing things, she was seeing spirits. One afternoon, on what seemed like a perfectly normal day, Carrie and her daughter went to visit Carrie's father's grave, and this happened.
Are you talking to the little kids? You say hello. Yeah. So she totally just stopped at this kid's grave and started talking to it. Of course, I didn't record it. Be nice.
When Carrie uploaded the footage, the responses and comments were overwhelming, but the majority agreed on one thing. The little girl is a medium. And here's the thing about mediums, many believe they're born with a thin veil between this world and the next, able to sense what others can't. Some even say they're messengers, while others say they're guardians. Whatever the case may be, we can only hope this little girl gets the guidance and support she needs to develop her gift, because this kind of gift, as strange as it may be, doesn't come to just anyone. You ever walk into a place that's beautiful on the outside, but something just doesn't feel right? Like the air's a little too still, and your gut tells you to stay alert? That's exactly how Jason Miller felt the first time he stayed at his friend's house. From the outside, you'd never guess. It's the kind of property you'd see on a postcard, surrounded by woods, with a koi pond, a fire pit, and a guest cabin. But for some reason, at exactly 9:30 p.m. every night, strange things begin to happen that make you feel something else is there too, something uninvited. Every night at exactly 9:30 p.m., the energy in the house shifts. It starts with cold spots, even in the middle of summer, then sometimes it's a strange smell, not mildew or anything you can explain, more like rotting flowers or burnt hair. Even the clocks in the house, no matter how many times they were replaced, would stop ticking at 9:33, and phone batteries drain out of nowhere. At first, they joked about it, but after one of their friends left the house one evening, right at 9:30 p.m., no one was laughing anymore. The rest of the group stayed behind, watching the security camera as she walked to her car, and what they saw still gives them chills. A dark, fast-moving figure passed, and a few seconds after they saw it, they saw wet footprints appear on the deck, but no one had come out of the water. After that night, the homeowner began thinking about selling, but Jason needed answers, so he contacted a local ghost hunter to investigate, and the findings were disturbing. Years ago, 4 men had been assassinated in that very house. No memorials, no headlines, just silence, and a history buried under renovation. That discovery changed everything, because now there's no more room for doubt. The nightly occurrences, the shifting energy, the figure on camera, none of it was coincidence. They are all paranormal activities, caused by not just one ghost, but 4. This next clip was recorded by a man named Elias, who had recently left the busy city behind and moved to a remote village tucked deep in the Austrian mountains. His nearest neighbor was a few kilometers away with no streetlights and no traffic, just a thick forest, endless silence, and something else. For the first few months, strange things happened. Lights flickering for no reason, distant knocks at night, and odd animal voices, but he brushed it off as just part of living in the wilderness. The price of peace, as he calls it, until one day he stepped into the bathroom, opened the window, and heard this.
Was zur Hölle? Das kommt vom Void, Alter.
It sounded like thousands of people screaming, like a stadium during a goal, but 10 times louder. And before anyone could argue it was just a local match or a concert, Lucas was clear. There were no soccer fields nearby, no events, no festivals, no reason for such a sound. It terrified him, especially because deep down, he'd always felt like he wasn't supposed to be there, and it didn't stop. It kept happening, night after night, sometimes for over an hour. Eventually, Elias decided he had to see for himself, so he took his camera and went into the woods.
So, today I heard the I don't know, voices or the sounds too. Like the other day, it was for like an hour or something. And I'm walking now in the forest, and the weird thing, oh, what the fuck? Oh. And the weird thing about forest, or about the noise, like when I got in the forest, no, it's okay. When I got in the forest, it stopped, and I think I heard something. Like when before I recorded, there was just a weird sound. And that's because I recorded, or I started the recording. Sorry for my poor English, I'm not the best at speaking English. Ich spreche eigentlich Deutsch, lol. I think I heard something. Like it rained for like half of the day. Just because everything here sucks. What the? Okay, no. I think it's time to go. Nope. It's very nope. I know I'm not like in a horror movie or something. I don't go to this weird noise. When I hear it, I just go. I know it's time to go. Yes. When I don't post on Reddit anymore, you'll know that I died. Oh, what the f-?
It sounded like people chanting or spirits crying out through the woods, and it didn't happen once, but 3 times. At this point, he was convinced he had to listen to his gut, so he packed up and left, and honestly, can you blame him? When you're alone in a remote mountain village, hearing what sounds like spirits screaming, or in a cultic group, in a place with very few people, your mind starts to put pieces together, and none of the possibilities are comforting. The following clip was recorded by Matt, a young man whose family had gone on vacation, leaving him home alone for a few days. Now, Matt isn't new to paranormal activity. In fact, he's had a few brushes with strange activities, but nothing frequent, until his birthday week. At first, he didn't mind the silence, but as his birthday drew nearer, the house began to feel different. One afternoon, while he was relaxing in the living room, something strange and terrifying happened.
Bro. Move it again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. In the name of Jesus, I banish you back to where you've come from. I banish you back to wherever the came from. This is not your house.
Being deeply religious, Matt did what he could, praying and commanding whatever it was to leave. But just when he thought the energy had passed, something else happened.
What was that, Tiberius?
What was that, Tiberius? Fundamental questions that we need to know as voters.
TV's too
Per
loud.
economic
Bro, I
life.
just heard
What is an opportunity
something
economy? What does that mean?
crazy,
Come to facts.
Home
My life
Alone.
was better
Home
when Trump was in
Alone.
office. The economy was higher, inflation was lower.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Things were better overall, and now with Kamala's administration,
Bro, I'm telling you.
it's so fantastic. And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Race baiting and fear mongering was a big part of her tactic tonight. I think he was gaslit during the entire debate, and that was probably why he was so defensive.
Bro, what was that?
And even when he brought up the topic of race, he brought that up because she's pandering.
Yeah. Look, these voters saw something about it, and we perhaps didn't. Kamala Harris was like an Oprah Winfrey quote book. I mean, she was just spewing these lies. It didn't resonate. The lack of specificity.
Did you hear that? What the? What? What the was that? Nah, bro. Yo, what the was that?
If you listen closely, you'll hear it, a whisper, low and chilling, saying, "Here." Now, most people would have packed their bags and left, but Matt stayed, thinking he could handle it until the next sign came, and this time, it was harder to ignore.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of some. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. That's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time. I'm home all the fuck alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells. What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the f is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the f is going on? What the f is going on? What the f is going? It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the f out. Get the f out. Get the f out. Let's go. Tiberius. Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on! Lucy!
His dogs were clearly panicking, and experts in the paranormal world often say that when a dog is afraid, especially without reason, it's often because they're sensing a presence or something dark. And those bells? They're one of the oldest signals of ghostly presence, either announcing arrival or trying to draw attention. Some even say spirits use bells to manipulate energy. One other thing is the timing. The timing of the balls falling on their own wasn't random, and together, all of these strange activities point to one thing: a demonic presence. Days later, things seemed to quiet down, and Matt thought the worst was over, but that's often when spirits become most deceptive, just quiet enough to make you drop your guard. Until this happened.
Bro, I'm playing COD, my whole PlayStation turns off, and this door opens up by itself, and it was closed because what the was that? What? And the light's going again. And the light's going again. And right there is the light switches to that light. And guess what else I'm about to tell you? Nobody's home. Oh my God. What? And the dogs want no fucking part of it. And why is that door open? Bro? It's coming in threes. It's coming in threes. If you don't believe me, nobody's home. There is the notes that my mom left me when they go on vacation. Honestly, I'm scared as hell right now. Lucy is scared as right now too, actually. Oh my God, bro. I really don't want to look behind this fucking door. Oh my God, bro. What the bro? Bro. What the is going on here, bro? I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get the dogs. I'm out of here. Let's go. Get up now. Get up, Petey. We're going. Bentley, come on. This way. Let's go. I'm done making this fucking video. I don't care about this shit anymore. I gotta get these dogs out of this fucking house. Get out. Bentley, come on. Bro, it's Friday the 13th too. I just realized I got all the dogs out here. And there's my... Oh my God. Did you guys just see that? Bro! Nah. This ain't a game anymore, bro. This shit is up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Did you guys just see that light going off in my house?
Doors opening on their own, even though they were locked, lights flickering, always at the same time of night. And most disturbing of all, the activity didn't stop even after Matt left the house. That night, he finally contacted the family priest, and honestly, after everything he's been through, we hope the prayers and blessings are strong enough to banish the demon. This footage comes from a woman named Eliza, and what you're about to see is the final proof she needed to believe what she'd been trying to ignore. Eliza and her brother worked the night shift at a small-town movie theater, the kind of town where everyone's heard the rumors, but no one really talks about them. The theater was supposed to be just a job, quiet, simple, routine, but from the very first night, she knew something was wrong. One night, while cleaning out one of the auditoriums, she heard something no one ever expects in an empty theater, a baby crying. At first, she tried to rationalize it, maybe a family was leaving late, but the theater had already been closed for hours, so she checked the entire building. every auditorium, every hallway, and the only other person there was her brother. When she told him, he didn't believe her and insisted she was hearing things due to stress, but she couldn't shake the feeling, and a few weeks later, her brother was next to getting the scare of his life. During his night shift, he was alone in the bathroom, mopping up, when suddenly, a thick black cloud formed right in front of him. This was not smoke, it wasn't steam, it had shape, mass, and a very strange movement. This was their breaking point, and a few weeks later, they both left the job, deciding it wasn't worth the unease they felt every shift. But then, months later, a coworker sent them something, a clip. According to Eliza, this was the same dark figure standing in the projection area, and although people who weren't there might try to explain it away by saying it's a bird, a bat, or a shadow, Eliza knew better because she'd seen that shape before and felt its presence. Also, with every other encounter stacked against it, there's no other explanation I can get behind, other than the obvious one. That place was haunted. This first clip was recorded by a woman during her night shift at work. But before you watch the clip, here's a little backstory. When she first started this job, she kept hearing her coworkers whispering about the place being haunted. The story goes that people have seen a little boy wandering around, always carrying a red balloon, and every once in a while, that same red balloon shows up out of nowhere. At first, she brushed it off as just creepy workplace gossip, until the night she captured this.
The only one that's doing it.
And there's no vents or like.
No, that's the only one that's doing it. That's creepy. It's going all the fucking way out, Janelle. Look at that. God, that's trippy.
Now here's where it gets weird. She later admitted this wasn't the first time she'd noticed strange things happening. Sometimes doors would creak open with no one around, or she'd hear faint footsteps down the hall when she was working alone. But the balloon, that was the detail that kept coming back. Apparently, whenever balloons were needed at work, like for parties or events, only the red one ever acted strange. It would drift in unnatural ways, moving against the air or separating itself from the bunch and floating into empty rooms. No other balloon, just the red one. So when she finally caught it on camera, she couldn't help but connect it to what everyone had been saying all along. So was this really the spirit of that little boy? Or is there some other explanation behind why that red balloon always seems to have a mind of its own? Let me know what you think. This next video comes from a woman named Kay, who works in a nursing home. She's been there about 5 years, and until recently, nothing out of the ordinary had ever happened on her shift. But one night while she was working late, something happened that she couldn't explain.
8:03, so we're gonna go to 8:03. Literally, no one in here. Nada. Tell me why. And I've turned off all these call lights. I think I'm just gonna keep the lights on for the time being, because I'm probably gonna have to keep coming in here. But literally, they're like the buttons aren't even lighting up in here. It's just alarming outside in the hallway that there's somebody in here pushing it. And we've been in here twice now.
Her coworkers told her not to worry about it. They said it was probably just a short in the circuit, old wiring, lights flickering, that kind of thing. But Kay didn't buy it. Something about the way it happened just didn't sit right with her. So she started asking questions, and what she found out made her even more uneasy. Turns out, someone had actually passed away in that very room about a year earlier, and ever since then, the room has been completely empty. No new residents were placed there, and that begged the question, why leave a perfectly good room unused for so long? When Kay pushed a little harder, her colleagues finally admitted the truth. After the death, they did try to move new residents in, but every single one of them complained about strange things happening. Some said they felt like someone was standing in the room with them, others said they heard whispers or footsteps at night, and one even said they saw a figure at the foot of the bed. The stories got so frequent and unsettling that management eventually decided to stop using the room altogether. And of course, they never told the other residents. No one wanted panic spreading through the home. Instead, they came up with logical excuses to calm people down. It was just the old pipes, or drafts moving the curtains, or maybe side effects from medication. But the nurses who worked those shifts knew better. They felt it too. The heaviness in the air, that uncomfortable feeling that the room wasn't really empty. So now the door stays closed, no one goes in, no one gets assigned there, and everyone quietly hopes that whatever's in that room stays put, and doesn't start showing up in other places. Now, in this next video, a security guard named Alex Nunez captured something undeniably creepy while working the night shift at the SF Armory. Check this out.
Oh, hell no. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm here in this building by myself, bruh. By myself.
Alex has been saying for a while that this building is strange, but this time he finally had something on camera to back it up. And honestly, it's easy to understand his frustration. I mean, security guards are trained to deal with break-ins, trespassers, or maybe the occasional wild animal sneaking in. But how do you prepare for something you can't even see? According to Alex, those two doors that opened are heavy, way too heavy for a draft to move them. That's why when he shared this video online, people had all kinds of theories. Some think it's a classic case of residual energy, maybe tied to the Armory's long history. Others believe it could be an actual spirit, trying to make its presence known. And of course, a few skeptics insist it's all just a setup, or maybe some kind of mechanical fault. So, could this be real evidence of a haunting inside the SF Armory? Or is there another explanation? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, we'll all agree that security cameras are supposed to give us peace of mind. They're meant to catch movement, keep a record, and make you feel safe in your own home. But what happens when the cameras don't pick up a single thing moving? Yet when you turn on the audio, you hear footsteps, banging, and even voices that shouldn't be there. That's exactly what the family in this next clip has been dealing with almost every single day. Listen closely. According to the mother who posted this, the activity isn't always this intense, but she says it always gets worse during a certain time of the year, the anniversary of when a child tragically passed away inside that same house, long before she ever rented it. She's described nights when the family would jolt awake to heavy banging on the doors, lasting for nearly 20 minutes straight before suddenly stopping. Other times, they'll hear the sound of small footsteps running across the upstairs hallway, even though no one's there. For the family, it's reached a point where they can't brush it off as house noises anymore, especially when the cameras stay visually empty, but the audio tells a completely different story. So what do you think? Is this lingering spirit activity tied to that child's tragic past? Or could there be another reason why their home comes alive with sounds no one can explain? In this next clip, a man named Sean Austin recorded something strange coming from his ceiling late at night. Listen.
I just heard two ridiculous taps on the ceiling. Very loud. It is 8:39 at night. I do not believe anyone would be... The heck is that? I don't know if that's an animal or what the hell that is exactly, but have been having weird things happen here on and off. I'm going to be going live here tonight and see what else kind of weird things happen. I do not know what that noise is, if it's an animal or natural noise, but that just happened out of nowhere. I've never heard that before. So let's find out what that's all about. I've never heard that noise before.
Now, Sean lives on the top floor, so the only explanation he can really think of is an animal, maybe a raccoon, a squirrel, or something else that somehow found its way up there. But even he admits the taps were unusually loud, almost like something was intentionally tapping rather than just scurrying around. Of course, once he posted the video online, people came up with all sorts of other ideas. Some said it sounded more like footsteps than an animal, as if someone was pacing back and forth directly above his head. Others suggested it could be poltergeist activity, a spirit trying to get his attention in the only way it could. A few even brought up darker theories, pointing out that consistent tapping or knocking is often said to be a sign of something trying to make contact. For Sean, all of that sounds a little far-fetched. But what unsettles him most is the fact that he's lived in that place for years and never once has he heard anything like it before. He's still investigating, so until he posts an update, this remains unsolved. This next video starts out looking silly. A simple Elmo balloon standing still, but the moment it begins to do the unthinkable, the tone changes completely.
Gabe. Quiet. Quiet.
Instead of drifting the way a balloon normally would, it looks like it's climbing step by step. You can even hear her dogs barking as if they're reacting to something she can't see. But then, the real chills came when the balloon suddenly stopped mid-step, almost as if it's aware of being watched. Now, she said herself she's never felt more tempted to pop a balloon in her life. And sure, Helium balloons can do weird things when they start to deflate. But here's the part that's hard to brush off. This Elmo balloon looks like it's actually moving its legs, and that's not how balloons behave. And it wasn't just the dogs reacting either. Even her cat seemed unsettled. Afterward, she revealed that her dogs have refused to come back into the house since the incident, and her cat acts restless and upset whenever it's near that balloon. That's when she started to feel real fear, because if even the animals won't go near it, what does that say? So why not just pop it and be done with it? Well, that's where it gets creepier. In her original video, she mentioned she couldn't wait to pop it until she saw a comment that made her blood run cold. It said, "If you pop it, whatever's inside will come out." That single thought has been haunting her ever since, so instead of getting rid of it, she's been trying to put precautionary things in place, just in case. She's also been recording every strange moment she can, just in case something happens. So, is this all just the weird physics of a helium balloon? Or is there really something inside that nobody wants to see released? You decide. In the following clip, a man is going to the cemetery to pay his respects to his father, but as he walks through a particular section of the cemetery, he notices an accident has happened there. Then, something else catches his attention. Watch.
Damn, man. People gotta learn to slow down. Lucky they didn't hit none of these tombstones. Real lucky. Hello? You alright? You okay? What the hell? What the f is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
The sound was getting louder as he approached the car, but looking inside, there's no one there. Later that day, he heard about the accident in the news and that the victims, a man and a woman, were rushed to the hospital, but only the man made it. When he compared the time the incident happened to the time he visited, it was hours apart, so that explains why no one was in the car. Some believe he might have stumbled into what's called a residual haunting, where an intense moment in time repeats itself, like an echo, for anyone unlucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. Others think the woman's spirit may have lingered, confused, or unwilling to move on after the crash. There's even the chilling thought that the sound wasn't coming from the car at all, but from something unseen in the cemetery itself. Do you believe this was the ghost of the woman that passed, or is there some other explanation for what happened? Now, in this next clip, a man arrives home after work when he starts hearing faint voices. At first, he thinks someone has broken into his house, but as he gets closer, the realization hits him. The voices are coming from inside his girlfriend's room. He gathers courage and steps inside, and this is what he saw.
Recién llego a mi casa y se ve la luz acá y había alguien. Pero se lo juro que había alguien. Se escucha. Se escucha. Te estoy escuchando. Se vio.
If you turn your volume up, you'll hear voices. And then, the part that would make anyone's blood run cold. His girlfriend's teddy bear begins to move on its own, its head twitching slightly in a way no wind or vibration could explain. Now here's where it gets even more disturbing. There's an old belief among paranormal investigators that stuffed animals, especially ones given as gifts, can act as vessels for spirits or even darker entities. Some say this is because toys, being symbols of innocence, attract malicious forces that want to twist that innocence into something unsettling. And while you might think this would happen only with old toys picked up from yard sales or thrift stores, in this case, the teddy was brand new, bought directly from a store. When his girlfriend got home, he told her what happened. To his surprise, she didn't laugh it off. Instead, she admitted she had heard faint noises from the teddy at night, like whispers, but she always told herself it was her imagination. Until now. The very next day, things got worse. He returned from work and found the teddy in a far more disturbing position. Watch this.
Se están escuchando ruidos, quiero grabar todo. Quiero que... ¿Qué carajos? No hay nadie, loco. No hay nadie, necesito que vean. No hay nadie. Deja de burlarme, hijo de puta. No hay nadie. Está escuchando ruido. ¿Qué carajos es eso? ¿Qué querés? ¿Qué querés? Cabrón. ¿Qué querés, hijo de puta? ¿Qué querés, hijo de puta? ¿Qué querés, hijo de puta? ¿Qué querés? No hay nadie acá, loco. No hay nadie. Se están escuchando ruidos o pasos, no sé qué. Pero está retumbando todo. Está retumbando toda la casa. ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Qué bien no se ve? No se ve la cámara, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? Se desenfoca eso. ¿Qué es eso? Esos son monstruos más, hijo de puta. ¿Qué es eso? Móstrate más, coño. ¿Qué es eso? Vení para acá. ¿Qué es eso? Móstrate. Deja de irte. Se acaba de caer todo acá. No sé cuántos son, loco.
That night, neither of them could sleep, and at some point, both of their phones shut off at the exact same time. They tried charging them, switching chargers, plugging them into different sockets. Nothing worked. And then, as mysteriously as they had died, both phones turned back on the next morning. Some say this was a direct display of power from whatever entity had latched onto the teddy. Others insist it was a warning, a way of letting them know they weren't in control anymore. A few skeptics blamed faulty wiring or bad batteries, but even they struggled to explain the voices caught on camera. And so, like many other videos, I'll leave you to decide. Is this the work of an overactive imagination, a clever hoax, or proof that something truly malevolent can hide behind the face of an innocent soft animal? In the following video, a vlogger who some people call Nidun is sharing his latest realization with his viewers when this happens.
I feel like a sick benefit when you have kids is the fact that you can tell them to get you stuff. Like say he's about to go to sleep, right? And then I'm like, yo, Mari, can you get me the remote? He gets me the remote. He's probably wondering who I'm talking to right now because he's like, this guy lost his damn mind looking over there while we're the only ones in the room. But it's called vlogging. Oh, you're scared. You think I'm talking to a ghost. Okay, my bad. It's called vlogging. It's called vlogging, so if you look at the camera and talk to the camera, there's actually people there when you post it. I know you see nothing. Oh, you do see something? It's a little creepier than seeing nothing. Okay. Okay, chill, bruv. There's no one there. If you ain't talking to the camera, you shouldn't be talking to no one else because there's no one standing over there. There's no one standing there, so who are you talking to on that side? What do you say? Who are you talking to? You see people? Do you see people that aren't here? Why are you looking there now? No one's on the beanbag, bruv. Chill, fam, chill. Okay, you scared yourself and you just scared me too, bud. Who are you waving at? No, don't be doing that. There's no one there.
It got creepy when the little boy started feeling unsettled. You'll notice he was looking at different corners of the room with no one there. In one corner, he stares for a long time. In another, he looks and almost starts crying. It was as if there were several people there. Some he liked and some he didn't. Viewers were quick to point out kids at his age tend to act like that, while others shared terrifying experiences they had with their own children, seeing things no one else could. One mother mentioned her daughter stares at corners and then smiles. Another said babies only see angles and jinns. Others speculated that children might still have what some call the veil between worlds thin, allowing them to see spirits that adults can't. Some suggested the boy could have been sensing residual energy left behind in the house, possibly from past events. A few even believed it might not have been human at all, but something imitating a human presence to get the child's attention. But can anyone really tell what a little child sees? Like other videos, this remains unresolved. The following video is about Clay, who moved from a house he lived in for 6 years because he was always hearing knocking every single day. Imagine living with strange activities for 6 years, and he still couldn't find what was causing the strange things in his home. But the new house he got wasn't any better. Finer, yes, but when it comes to strange activity, no improvement. One morning, he's doing the dishes when this happens. You'll notice the chair moves without anyone being there. Right after, he hears a knocking sound. Even after putting the chair back in its place, the same thing happens again. The knock. Then the chair sliding on its own. He later showed footage from earlier that morning with the lights flickering. And while the chair was moving in the kitchen, this was happening in his room at the exact same time. From his years in the old house, Clay knows well to put cameras everywhere. And in this place, that decision was more important than ever. It's like he left one nightmare only to walk straight into another. But there's one detail about this new apartment you need to know. There's a locked door he's not allowed to open, part of the rental agreement. And the strangest part is, he wasn't told why, and no one will say what's inside. Some speculate it could be a sealed off room where something terrible happened. Maybe even the site of a death or violent event that the landlord doesn't want tenants to know about. Others believe it could be an old storage space that holds something far more dangerous, like an object that's been contained because it's tied to the activity. One night, Clay wakes up to the sound of footsteps. Then, this happens. If you turn your volume up, you'll hear them clearly, like someone walking across the room. But Clay was in bed, and he lives alone. Some viewers analyze the footage frame by frame, pausing and zooming in, and claim they saw a shadowy figure walk past. Clay admits he saw it too, but told himself it must have been a trick of the light. But this excuse didn't hold up after the next incident. Clay was up late working on some videos one night when this happened. Have a look. He felt something touch his shoulder, but when he turned around, there was no one in the room. You'll also notice the door moved slightly, but it didn't close. Then, there was a loud bang from inside the room that made him look back again. He checked every room in the house, but found nothing, until he started hearing tapping. Slow at first, then faster, like something trying to get his attention. After he searched everywhere and found nothing, he went back to his seat, and again the door moved, like someone was trying to close it. The most unsettling clip came when Clay had friends over. After a long night of catching up and playing games, they went to bed, but Clay's camera captured this. The pattern was strangely familiar. First the knocking, then the lights, then footsteps, and the fact that clip came from a notification on his camera app that a motion was detected in that area and no one was seen is still fascinating Clay. He showed the rest of his friends and every person swore they hadn't left their beds until morning. So, what was moving, and is whoever or whatever connected to the locked door in Clay's apartment? Let me know what you think. The following video was captured by a man named Sam, who has been experiencing some seriously disturbing activity around his property. He'll suddenly see shadows moving across his hallway and footprints on the porch when no one is visited. One night, he heard loud banging and metallic clattering coming from his shed, so he grabbed his phone and went to check it out, and this is what he captured.
Something is banging around and making noise in one of our sheds. I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm gonna go check it out.
While filming, he suddenly felt a sharp presence, like someone was right behind him, and if you watch closely, you'll notice a figure already in front of his house. Sam ran as fast as he could and even tripped many times before reaching the door, and when he finally reached the door, he found it locked. The same door he had literally just opened. He struggled with the knob for over 30 minutes before it finally let him back in. The next morning, a locksmith checked the door and found nothing wrong, but the same thing keeps happening night after night. The banging in the shed, the icy brush of something moving past him, the shadowy figure approaching the door, and always the door refusing to open until it's too late. Sam sent the footage to a group of paranormal investigators, and according to them, someone may have died in that shed years ago. They're still digging into the property's history and working on a way to release whatever spirit is trapped there. This next clip was recorded by a woman named Saudra, who recently moved into her late mother's house after her passing. A few weeks after she settled in, the familiar smell of her mother's favorite perfume would suddenly fill the room. The kitchen light would flicker the same way it used to when her mom cooked late at night, and the bedroom door is always slightly opened each morning, no matter how firmly she shut it the night before. But the most persistent thing? The drawer in her mom's old room, which kept opening on its own. One morning, as Saudra was getting ready for work, she caught this on camera.
Keep happening in my house. My mom passed away. looked underneath the drawer, I looked behind it, there's nothing making it pop out. It seems like it's when I bring up my mom that something happens. Mom? Okay, it's fucking weird.
She's had that drawer checked, but every single person she's called to repair it says the same thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Viewers quickly flooded the comments, suggesting maybe it was her mother trying to get her attention or pointing her towards something important hidden inside the drawer. So Saudra opened the drawer, and this is what she found.
Okay, let's do it. I don't know what could be in this drawer. I have my bathing suits and stuff. Halloween shorts that I need to put to my Halloween stuff. Lingerie. Brown case. My Magnificent Fizz. My bells are just like, I don't know, clear room or something, I don't know. A lot of ducks for my cruise. I went on a cruise last year and I leftover ones. Dog's bandana. Bra. What's this? Something my daughter got me. So I do think that this is it, if it is anything, but I'm kind of feeling like this is. I found this note that I'm going to post on top of here from my mom. And then I listen to what this plays.
This clip left so many people emotional, and it's easy to see why. Saudra says she still misses her mother every single day, but now she's at peace that what she's been experiencing isn't haunting, but a quiet reminder from her mother's spirit. If you've ever lost someone close to your heart, you'll understand how the heart aches for just one more moment and one sign to know they're still around, watching over you. That longing is what keeps many going, and for Blair Bathory, a young mother who lost her daughter, that sign came in several ways. On more than one occasion, she'd wake up to find music playing from a jewelry box that hasn't worked since the funeral. But the moment that convinced her it had to be her daughter reaching out was the day she visited her daughter's graveside. And this happened.
I love you. Let me know that you're safe with Grandpa Lynn and Auntie Vanessa, Grandma Ernie. Let me know that you're safe with them, Bean. Spin it if you're safe. Spin it. Show me, baby. Please show me a sign. Show me, baby. Oh, thank you. I love you.
Skeptics may call it the wind or coincidence, but for Blair, with everything else she's seen and felt, this moment confirmed her daughter's spirit is still reaching out.